Hey, everybody. So let's be honest here, just for a minute. How often do you sit down to get work done and then you spend half the time checking your email, scrolling, tinkering with things that don't actually move your business forward? Raise your hand, comment me too below. The truth is, most entrepreneurs waste 80% of their day on non-essential tasks. And when it's finally time to get into that really deep work, they feel scattered, distracted, overwhelmed. I know I do. Everybody that I talk to, they feel the same way. Well, if that sounds familiar to you, you are going to love this little simple tool that I've created. It's called the Focus and Finish Framework, and it's going to help you stay on task, block those distractions, and finally get most important work done. Now, here's the problem. Our brains are not wired for multitasking. Yet, we try to run our business while juggling the emails and the messages, social media maybe, with content creation, client calls, and 10 other things at once. But according to productivity research, every time you switch task, it takes your brain up to 23 minutes to fully refocus. Check the stats yourself. So, is it any wonder that most entrepreneurs feel like they're busy all day, but they never make any real progress? Again, that's why I created this Focus and Finish framework. It's simple, but very powerful. It's an accountability tool that you can use. You can set a clear intention for a deep work session, capture the reason why it matters that you need to be working on this right now, and then help you stay anchored in the impact it will have in your business. In other words, the why. Why should you be doing this? And here's my favorite part of this tool. It includes what I call a parking lot. So, when you're really finally focused, but then all of a sudden your brain has these 17 random ideas. Oh, I can't forget to do this. And what about that? So instead of chasing all of those random ideas and losing your momentum, you can just dump them into the parking lot space. That way your mind relaxes, you don't lose the idea, but you also don't break the flow. Now, I'm going to walk you through this spreadsheet in just a quick minute. But before I show you this, I just want to do a little plug for my people inside a Digital Business Academy. We did this last week and it was awesome. We had a deep focus work. We listed out our intentions, set the timer, and we got so much done. It was so refreshing. And we held each other accountable for it, staying on the task. And then at the end, we did a quick little summary of what we got accomplished, a little rah-rah session for everybody. It was awesome. The results were incredible. You'll be shocked at how much you can actually finish in a single hour or a 50-minute block when you cut out the noise and use this system. I mean, it is that simple. So let me see how I can change my screen here. Okay, so let me show you the spreadsheet and then how I use it. Now, the one that I'm using, there's two tabs at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. The first one I'm just calling the master sheet. So if you want a copy of this, reach out below and I'll give you the link for it. So what I would suggest is you always make a copy and file it under your template so that you'll have it. And then this is your working copy. Now you might just make a new one every time. One of my members had a great idea. She wanted to keep a separate tab each time she does this. So up here at the top, I put the date of the first one, but I could change it to Deb August focus sheet or September or first quarter, whatever it is. But again, it just gives me a place that I can save all of this juicy stuff. Don't have to worry about it. Now, I feel like my head's in the way here. So let me see if I can move this up here a little bit. So let me just talk about how you use this. So If you're using this in a group, and you can create your own group, you can join us inside of Digital Business Academy if you want deep level VIP support. Stay tuned, because I have something super exciting that I'm going to share with people, my creatives and people just getting started in business. So stay tuned for that announcement. But anyway, it works better when you are working with someone else, because we can hold each other accountable. So what we did was we just took 2 or 3 minutes, and we first identified what is the main goal for this session. Okay, let me see if I can get my little drawing tool. So the main goal, why do we want to even say that? Because again, we want intention on what we're working on. So in this example, my main goal for that work session was to get my school community set up. The second thing is, why does this matter? In other words, why am I working on this? Why am I working on it right now compared to working on something else? So in my comments, and again, it's not rocket science. There's no right or wrong answer. And I'm just saying, okay, the reason I need this school set up is because it's going to connect to a new launch that I'm doing, and school is the place that I'm going to be sending people. So if I want to move forward with the launch, this is the first step. And then a super important thing is, what does success look like? In other words, how do I know that this task is done? So here the answer is, I've got all my placeholders built. Now notice, in this work session, I'm not saying I'm going to build the entire school community, do all of the programming, all of that kind of stuff, because you can't get that done in an hour, and it's way too big of a task. But the first task of this master project that I'm working on is getting the school set up. So that's what we did. We identified what we're going to work on. And then at the end of the session, again, if you're working with other people, then we just do a quick little wrap up. Okay, what did I accomplish? Everybody can kind of brag about what they worked on. And we want to identify what are the next steps, or what are the carryovers. So in other words, if I didn't get this task done within the 50 minutes, it's probably too big, and maybe we need to chunk it down. So what's the next immediate step that we need to do? And what impact does this make? So in other words, okay, I've got the frame holder set out for my school community. So now I can go to step 2. All right. And then we just finish it by doing a little self-reflection. So our focus level during this time, 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. And if it's not a 5, then ask yourself, so what was preventing me from really getting into this deep focus? Did I have the door open and I could hear noise from the family? Is my phone beeping all the time? Maybe I need to set it on silent, whatever it is. And then what's one word that you feel? So we have to pat ourselves on the back, and let's kind of hone into, do you feel relief? Do you feel excited? You finally got something done. Let's do a little happy dance. All right. Now, what I did for me, I found that because I'm always kind of thinking in steps. So as I was working on this school community, I had those little thoughts coming up like, okay, I need to do this, and I have this question and this and this. So I just started creating a little list here of kind of the next steps. I didn't overstress about it. I didn't try to make an entire list, because that was not my main goal here. My main goal was to set up the community framework. But as I was doing that, I just had some questions to myself. Okay, am I doing it the hobby plan, and reach out to support, all of that kind of stuff. So that helped me stay focused. Then the other thing that I think you are going to love about this little tool here, whoops, I don't know if I can slide over. Let's see, can I move over? Oh, let me turn this off and see if I can move over here just a little bit. It's what I call the parking lot. Let me get my little thing out again. So the parking lot is we just constantly, don't you wish you could just turn your brain off and say, okay, right now, all I want you to work on is A. Don't worry about B, C, and D. All right. But we have all these random thoughts. And when we have those random thoughts, it's hard because we're afraid we're going to forget it or whatever. So the random thought area, I call it the parking lot, then, random things. Okay. So maybe all of a sudden, I realized, hey, I need to make that doctor's appointment. Okay. And so I'm going to take a half a second and just write it on the parking lot. And when do I need to do this? I need to do it today, or well, I could actually do it this week. Okay. What's something else I need to do? Reach back out to client about proposal. And this is kind of a hot ticket. Whoops, I need to copy this down. Can I do this? You can watch me live here. We should be able to copy that down. Okay, and instead of this week, this is today. All right, so it's that simple. Again, the purpose of this spreadsheet or this tool is when you're doing these deep work sessions, it's going to keep you focused. And at the end of that, you're going to feel liberated. And I do love the idea of basically keeping track every time you do this. So tomorrow or next week, whenever I'm doing another deep work session, I will come back here to the master sheet. If you right click on it, then I can duplicate it, create a new sheet, and then that new sheet, I can just right click on it and I can rename it and I can put the date or whatever it is that I want to do. All right. So is that making sense? Do you like this? Let me come back here, full screen. So let me know in the comments, do you think this will help you stay on target, get those deep work sessions done? And again, the key is, as the CEO of your business, as the entrepreneur, the creative, we love creating and we're pulled in a million different directions. But if you are not working on those money-making activities, if you are not doing those super important things to drive your business forward, you don't have a business. Okay, you're just playing. You have a hobby. So hopefully this tool will help you. Reach out if you want to get a copy of it. If you want VIP hands-on support where we map out your money map on how to grow your business, then you really need to join the Digital Business Academy. And if you're just getting started or you don't have a very big budget, I am going to release something very soon that's going to help you stay focused and move forward in your business, baby steps along the way. So watch out for that. All right, let me know. Was this helpful to you? What other topics would you like to see? And I'll see you in the next video. All right, take care.